tell-all. I'm always watching, and I'm always gambling on football. And each week I'm going to bring you 5 games that you absolutely have to bet on to increase your bankroll. So when you're in the club, you can flaunt and you can taunt with that paper in your pocket. Let's bring my counterpart, Coach Harvey Ward Van Allen. Last week, Coach went 3-2. The King went 2-3. On the season, the Coach is 16-10. The King is 10-17. I'm 6 games back, but it's not how you start. It's how you finish. Game 1. The Los Angeles Rams at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Rams are making a cross-country trip. 10 a.m. game in Jacksonville. Both teams have good defenses. I love the Jaguars running back Leonard Fournette. I like their defense. I like Barry Church, but I like Todd Gurley, and I like Jared Goff. And more importantly, I like the Rams defense against Blake Bortles, who is a terrible quarterback. Take the Rams +2 and a hook in Jacksonville. Coach?
Take the Jaguars all the way. I think their defense is going to give Jared Goff all he can handle this week. I feel like their running game is enough to put enough points on the board to cover the spread. Look for them to come out, have a huge game at home, put your money in the Jaguars, and take your money home.
Coach has Jacksonville -2 and a hook. The King has the Los Angeles Rams +2 and a hook. Game 2, the Miami Dolphins at the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are coming off a bye week. They're pretty healthy right now. They're a great team on track. They're going to be really well in Atlanta. But somehow I think that Falcons defense is not where it needs to be. And I think Jay Cutler, who I really hate, keeps it close. I think Miami loses this game by 10 points. Take the Dolphins +11 and a hook. Coach?
Put your money on the Falcons. Jay Cutler does suck, and the Atlanta Falcons defense is going to prove it once again this week at home. They are not really known for covering at home, but I feel like having a bye week, they're going to come back. Matt Ryan is going to have that offense lined up. They're going to be churning. They will move the ball down the field so quickly on this Miami defense, they won't even know what hit them in the first half. They'll come out in the second half. They'll solidify it. They'll easily cover the 11.5-point spread. Put your money on the Falcons.
Coach just spit that in your face. Those are his Atlanta Falcons, -11 and a hook. The King has the Miami Dolphins +11 and a hook. Game 3, the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Everyone thinks the Chiefs are the best team in the league this year. They are, until this week, when Pittsburgh knocks them off. If you think Big Ben is going to sit down and cry like he did last game and throw 5 picks, you are mistaken. Pittsburgh goes into Kansas City in their white uniforms and wins this game outright. Put your money on Pittsburgh +4 and a hook. Coach?
Put your money on Kansas City. They look amazing right now. They are 5-0. They're going to push it to 6-0. Their defense is going to swallow up Big Ben. Yes, typically on a bad week, he comes back and fires it up the next week. I think the years are getting to him now. He is so beat up. It's so hard for him to recover. He was beat up hard last week. Look for Kansas City's defense to jump on him early. Look for Kansas City to put points on the board, push it to 6-0, cover the 4.5-point spread. Chiefs all the way.
Coach has the Chefs +4.5. The King has the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road +4.5. Excuse me, -4.5 for Coach there. Game 4, the New York Giants at the Denver Broncos. The Giants are awful. Every one of their fans has terrible diarrhea right now. They're 0-5. The season's over. Beckham's out. Marshall's out. Shepard's out. Starting corner, Cromartie's out. He's got like 13 kids. He can't even afford them right now. Anyway, they go into Denver and get destroyed by the Broncos with C.J. Anderson and Trevor Siemian, but especially that Denver Broncos defense blow out the Giants. They go 0-6. Coach?
Put your money on the Giants. It's a stretch. But I think they're going to go to Denver. They're going to reclaim who they are. Eli Manning is going to have the biggest game of the season that he's had. He's finally going to come out. He's got all those assholes that have been fucking up his locker room out of there right now. The defense is going to be enough to keep Trevor Siemian on his heels, because really he sucks, and we all know that, to keep it close enough to where they will not put 11.5 more points on the board than the Giants do. Put your money on the Giants and take your money home.
Coach has the Giants in Denver +11. The King has Denver -11. I see them winning the game from 18 to 30 points. Game 5, the Detroit Lions at the New Orleans Saints. Detroit is a very good team. They're not underrated. People know they're on the radar right now. The Saints have a great offense, passing, not a great running offense, and they have 0 defense. They have a Swiss cheese defense. Detroit goes into New Orleans, and they win this game. Take them +4.5. That's a lock. Coach?
I agree. This is the first time this year we're agreeing on something here. The New Orleans Saints, it's the worst New Orleans Saints team in probably the past 6 years. They are awful. Their defense is a Swiss cheese defense. Detroit is not getting the credit they deserve. I think that Matt Stafford has that team rolling like a steam train. They're going to go into New Orleans. They're going to kick New Orleans' ass, easily cover the spread, roll out winners, put your money on Detroit, take your money home.
Coach and the King both have the Detroit Lions +4 and a hook in New Orleans. And now for week 6, lead pipe lock of the week. Last week we both hit. He hit on Baltimore over Oakland without Derek Carr. I hit on Green Bay Dallas over. Both those were pretty easy. This week it seems pretty easy too. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, who I hate, to go into Minnesota and blow out the Vikings. Put your money on Green Bay -3 in Minnesota. Coach?
Really like the Kings pick. I also agree that Green Bay is going to go in there and destroy Minnesota. My lead pipe lock of the week, Houston Texans are going to kick the shit out of the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland's let me down the last 2 weeks. I kind of believed in them, but they will find any way they can to lose a football game. It is pathetic over there. Deshaun Watson is on fire, and even without J.J. Watt, the Houston Texans defense is as deep as any defense in the league. Put your money on Houston to kick Cleveland Browns' ass and take your money home.
Coach has the Houston Texans -10 over the Kevin Hogan, who led Cleveland Browns. That concludes another edition of the King of Football Week 6. I'm the King of Football. I know all, I tell all, I'm always watching, and I'm always gambling on football. Coach?
Hey!